Hello everyone, my name is Crow and welcome back here to another Minecraft Bedrock video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at JC PLayz Iron Farm. Now, the reason that we're going to be taking a look at his farm is because there's actually a couple things that you can do differently than he does in his video. One of the problems that you may be encountering when you're building his farm might be because some iron golems are spawning on top of the slabs, which he says is going to prevent them, which actually does not. And the reason that your iron golems may be spawning on the slabs is because of the way that you have placed your beds, in which way your farm is facing directionally. And we're going to get to that in the tutorial as well. And another thing that you can definitely do a lot better and a lot more compact than he does in his video is how you place your villagers. If you watch this video, you know you have two different sides where you have your villagers, and he's just wasting a bunch of glass when you can actually make it a lot smaller and make it less resource intensive for you. Alright, so let's get on with the video. Now let's take a quick look at the materials you're going to be needing for today. You're going to need about 12 stacks of solid blocks. I like to use iron blocks in my building tutorials, but you can definitely use smooth stone, wood, or whatever you want. And then you're also going to need about 4 stacks of glass. And for the building blocks in glass, they're rounded up to the nearest stack so you guys have extra for building supplies. And then you're going to need about 9 magma blocks. You're going to need 24 signs of any variety. You're going to need 1 lava bucket, and then you're obviously going to need an infinite water source. You're going to need 20 beds, 20 fletching tables, 20 villagers, and 20 trapdoors of any variety. You're also going to need 1 empty locator map. You're also going to need 2 chests, 1 hopper, 1 rail, and 1 minecart with hopper. Alright, let's get started with the tutorial. Alright, perfect. So now that you have gathered all your materials, you want to go ahead and just place down a couple of chests, 1, 2, and then a hopper on top. And then you want to go ahead and place down a temporary block, just like so. Then surround this with glass if you want to use glass, just in case if anything were ever to happen to your minecart with hopper, which nothing should. And then you just want to go ahead and place down your rail and then your minecart with hopper. Perfect. So this is just how we're going to be collecting all of the iron, poppies, and string. After you have placed this, make sure that you go ahead and place down some magma blocks. I like to do a 3x3, but you can definitely just do the single one on top of the minecart with hopper, just like so. And remember, when you're crouching on top of magma blocks, you will not be taking any damage, just to let you guys know. So after you have made this 3x3, or if you just did the one, but if you made a 3x3, you want to go out by 10 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just go ahead and do that on each side. After you have done this, make sure that you fill in everything and make a big giant square. Perfect. So now you should have something that looks something like this. And then once again, just like I said in the materials list, you do not need to use iron blocks. I'm just using because they're easy to count in video if you guys wanted to. But now that you have done this, go ahead and make yourself a 2 high wall all the way around. Now in his video, he says that you should put slabs on top of this 2 high wall to prevent iron golems from spawning. And in reality, that does not actually stop the iron golems from spawning, which is a bit misleading when it comes to this, especially if you were having this issue. So what I really suggest that you guys do is place glass instead of slabs. It should definitely stop iron golems from spawning. And then after letting this farm run for 2 hours, I never had an iron golem spawn on top of the glass. And just like how I said IFK 2 hours, this is what these 2 other shulker boxes were for. For the first hour, this is how much iron I got, and then for the second hour, this is how much I got. I actually put the poppies in here, but I meant to take them out. My mistake. And as you can tell, that's pretty much the amount of iron you're going to be getting per hour from this single farm. Now, in JC PLayz video, he first goes off by making the beds and then bringing in the villagers. We're actually going to be doing that a little bit differently. We're going to be putting in our villagers first, and then we're going to be linking them with their beds. So you can make this on either side. You can make it going this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. Totally up to you. So what I'm gonna do is come down here to the middle side of this section, and I'm gonna go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and then extend them all the way down over here to this side of the wall. So it starts off right here, 1 block off from the edge, and then leads off to this other side on the edge. So what you want to go ahead and do is come up from this block, place a temporary block, and then 2 more blocks right here, and then go all the way back, and then build up 2 walls right here. This is just to keep them inside. And then you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 spaces. So after you have your 20 spaces, you want to go ahead and place down trapdoors just like this. You can use any trapdoor. I just like to use these because they are my favorite. And then after you have placed them, make sure that you open them all up. As you can already tell, this is a lot more compact than the way that JC PLayz did it, where he had some right here and then over here as well. And you're definitely cutting out on the amount of glass you're going to be needing for this. And after you have done that, make sure that you place some more blocks here off to the side to enclose all your villagers. Now in his video, he places them in water, and that was something that we would do in 1.14. Now in 1.16, this was discovered by the golden helmet helmet. I'll try to leave a link to his channel or whatever if I can remember when I'm editing all of this. But he figured out that if a villager cannot escape or pathfind out of a trap location, he's not going to delink from the beds, which is what we would use that water for in 1.14. So this is where you can definitely not use any water if you want, but if you do, it's totally fine, nothing's gonna change. So then you want to go ahead and bring out your villagers with minecarts or whatever, but since I'm creative, I'm just gonna spawn them in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you guys should definitely not be bringing any baby villagers over here or any of these green coats, so go ahead and kill those. Awesome, you already have your villagers here. So now the next part that we're going to do is we're going to be putting in the bed. Now you want to go ahead and grab your empty locator map from the materials list and use it, and then you should see that your character should be facing towards the top edge of the map. That's going to let you guys know that that is north. And the reason for this is because iron farms should definitely be built in the north to south direction, and I'll explain that in a second. So the reason that we're building this is because when I built this farm heading the east and west direction, we would be having iron golems spawning on top of over here where our slabs would be, which is something that we do not want to do. It's actually better to build your iron farms heading towards the north direction. So you want to go ahead and come down to the middle right here of your magma blocks and go by 1, 2, 3, and then going north by 2, 1, 2. Then heading south by 3, 1, 2, 3. So once again, go up by 3 from the middle, then go 2 to the north, and then 3 to the south, and then go up by 3 blocks right here, and then fill in the square. And if it isn't obvious already, this should be your temporary blocks because this is not going to stay here. Now that you have made this 6 by 7 square, you want to go ahead and face north and skip one of these rows and go place a bed right here. Now you should see that a villager is eventually going to link to it, and this should be your center of your village. Now the next step is you want to go ahead and place down another bed in this direction. And what JC PLayz did was that he was putting his beds all facing in one direction here, which is something you should not do. So after you have placed those, place 3 off to the side, and then your villager should eventually link to it. And just do that like so. And then what you want to go ahead and do is place down 3 more beds just like so right here, and then all your villagers should link because you should have 20 beds placed. After you have placed your 20 beds, you want to go ahead and remove your temporary blocks. Now what you want to go ahead and do is place down 1 temporary block, and yes, you can see we're already getting cat spawns, and then another block just like so. Remove that temporary block and then go up by 3 signs on each direction from that block, and you should have something that looks like this, and then place down 1 and then 2 signs right here, and then just 1, and come off to the side and place down 1 and 2, and then 1 more off to the side by 1. Then you want to go ahead and do that on the other side as well. On this sign go 1, 2, and then on this sign go by 1, then over here on this side by 1, and then by 2 again, and then another sign. Awesome. And now what you want to go ahead and do is you can place down your lava bucket now, and then you should see that it should be flowing and nothing's going to spill over. Now to keep up with the continuity of JC PLayz Iron Farm, you want to go out to the north and south end walls of your iron farm and place down 2 blocks just like so from each side. And now that you have done that on the north and south side, you want to go ahead and put water all along the side just like so. And then you want to come out to both east and west sides and place down a block and then a water source and then another block in front of it just like so. And it should go almost to the center, and do the same thing on the other side. Block, water, block, and you should see that it flows all into the central piece. As you can tell, there are no iron golems spawning, only cats. That's just because we have made a village. So you want to come up to these guys, and you want to make yourself a temporary platform so you can walk around if you like to. So now that you've made your temporary platform, you want to go ahead and grab yourself a fletching table. They're really easy to make, and they are pretty much the best in iron farms because they are always going to be spawning iron golems, unlike librarians, fishermen, and farmers. Those will not spawn iron golems when it's raining, which will be decreasing your rates over time if you're AFKing for a good amount of time. So then what you want to go ahead and do is place down your fletching table and wait for the particle effects to appear, and you should see that this guy is the one who wants it right here. So you want to go ahead and break it, and then you should see that he turns into a regular coat. So then you can go ahead and break this block right here and then place it down, and he should link back to it, and now he has a workstation. And this is essentially what you want to keep on doing until all of them are completely fletchers, and then you should link back to it. Perfect. And then just do that again and wait for the particle effects, and you should see that this guy has turned into a regular coat, and then give him his fletching table again. So go ahead and do that for all 20 villagers. And then as you're doing this, you should be seeing some more iron golems spawning. As you can tell, we already have 2 in the system, which is actually great. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and then eventually all your villagers should become fletchers. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is place down a block on top just in case anything happens. And as you can already hear, we have iron golem spawning, which is pretty great. And then once again, you can go ahead and remove your temporary platform to do all of this. And there's just one slight thing that you can possibly do if you want, but an iron golem can spawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks away from a bed on the north and west direction. So you can build one more over and then build another wall like this wall right here to increase a little bit more spawning space, but that's totally fine if you don't want to. The 3 high wall with the glass on top should prevent any iron golems from spawning. And now if you're wondering about the south and east direction, they go up 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So iron golems will not be spawning anywhere else. So this is totally fine. And this is the reason why you should be building it in the north direction. If you were to build this heading out to the east or west direction, you'd be having a little bit of a few problems. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's gonna be it for the tutorial, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and this helped you with your JC PLayz Iron Farm, make sure to leave me a like and a comment. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.